Hello, Oliver James here. I am I am going to be doing live streaming. Well, not actually streaming the matches, but I'm going to be streaming the like the latest results in League One, and League Two in the Football League. But there were two matches which started earlier today in the Champions League. They both ended 1-1. Well, I mean, one game is still going right now, which is Inter Milan against Slavia Prague. But Lyon has finished. Lyon 1, Zenit St. Petersburg 1, and Inter Milan is still going against Slavia Prague. Inter went a goal down as well in the 63rd minute, but they've just scored in the 92nd, 93rd minute. Nicolo Barella with the goal. So Inter Milan in the same group as Dortmund, group as Barcelona. Um, and then to start off with a point, it does not look good. Pick of the ties. Napoli, Liverpool for the second year running, the current European champions. Strong team, obviously, they've got today, but they did lose in Naples last season on their way to winning the Champions League. Also in Liverpool's group, Salzburg against Genk, Dortmund and Barcelona. That's a big game as well today in Germany. Benfica against Rasenballsport Leipzig. And then in Group H, Ajax, Lille, Chelsea, Valencia. League One, there has been an early goal. Portsmouth are behind to Burton Albion. That's a big goal there for Burton Albion. 1-0. That will currently put Burton Albion in 6th place, while Portsmouth will be just 1 point above the relegation zone as it stands. They are losing, Portsmouth. They lost in the playoff final. And now they are 1-0 down. Sorry about that. I had to quickly go and because lagging for a second, so I had to quickly go do something. So yes, as I was saying, Portsmouth are 1-0 down to Burton Albion. Joe Sbarra, Portsmouth, because there was like a little. Well, Portsmouth going to be 20th. They are going to be 20th. Sunderland as well. Mark McNulty after about a minute with that one. Mark McNulty has put Sunderland head against Rotherham, who are coming off the back of a pumping 6-1 winner against Bolton Wanderers at the weekend. 1-0 down to Bolton. Now they Portsmouth 0, Burton Albion 2. This is incredible from Fratton Park. Incredible. Yeah, man, I cannot believe what I've seen here. I cannot believe what I have seen here. 6 minutes in at Fratton Park. Portsmouth 0, Burton Albion 2. So that is definitely putting Burton Albion in the top 6, but Portsmouth are going to stay 20th. They are 2-0 down inside 6 minutes at home to Burton Albion. And as I said, Sunderland are also 1-0 up as it stands as well. But we will go off into League Two. Remember, Champions League games starting in approximately 5 to 6 minutes. We will go off into League Two now, with an early goal at Crawley Town, where Crawley Town have just scored against Plymouth Argyle, which will currently put Crawley Town up into fourth place, a point off automatic promotion. Plymouth will stay or go down to as far as 12th. Newport County winning 1-0 away at Macclesfield. That puts Newport County right into the automatic promotion spaces. Macclesfield as down as 14th. Walsall are also winning at Morecambe. Stuart Sinclair after 4 minutes. That puts Morecambe down to 22nd. Walsall into 20th. Only one team gets relegated in League One this season now after Bury's exclusion, and that is that from League Two. And also in the National League, Barnet and Aldershot is goalless as well. Barnet in 7th, Aldershot down in 19th as it currently stands. So yeah, just a few goals there, but I just can't believe that it is 2-0 to Portsmouth. But and that was from Kieran Wallace. But something else incredible has just happened. Remember, Bolton Wanderers are bottom with minus 11 points. Then it's Southend United in 22nd. I did say it was Wimbledon and then Portsmouth. It's not anymore. It's Portsmouth are now in the relegation zone. Because Wimbledon have scored against Coventry City. Coventry City 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. Could it be Michael Folovi, Marcos Foss, brilliant? Wagstaff, maybe. Portsmouth 2 down as it stands. Now they are in the relegation zone because they are losing to Wimbledon. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. I just cannot believe. Portsmouth 0, Burton 2 inside 6 minutes. Incredible start to the game there for Burton Albion. It really, really is. And also now Coventry City 0, AFC Wimbledon 1, which so far puts Portsmouth right into the relegation zone. It's a bit tricky that way. It is incredible as it stands. So Portsmouth at home, 10 minutes in at home, 2-0 down to Burton Albion. It's something just unbelievable. Portsmouth 2-0 down inside 10 minutes and are going into the relegation zone. That is what it is. Incredible. I can't really believe. And that is just something quite remarkable. So that is that one as it stands so far. Champions League games about to kick off any second now. So that is what it is at the minute. You know, so that is what it is in that one. So as it currently stands, everything is as it is. It is 8 o'clock. Champions League games will be kicking off on the dot as it stands. Ipswich Town have scored away at MK Dons as well. Ipswich Town have now gone back to the top of League One. They were down to second when Sunderland scored. But as it stands now, they are 1-0 up with that goal against MK Dons. Blackpool still goalless, yeah. Burton Albion still 2 up. Wimbledon, have scored as well. So Portsmouth, as it stands so far, are still in that relegation zone because Wimbledon have scored and because they're losing 2-0. Rochdale have scored against managerless Lincoln City. Stephen Dooley with the goal there for Rochdale. Lincoln in 10th, Rochdale in 13th. Sunderland, yes, still 1 up there as well. Bolton and Oxford United have just kicked off. Rock bottom Bolton minus 11 points against 17th place Oxford. They need to start picking up points. Portsmouth on 5 points in 21st, as I've said. Carlisle 0, Forest Green 0 in League 2 as well. Top of the table, Exeter still goalless at Port Vale. Second place Swindon Town are also goalless at Colchester United. Walsall, like I said, scored. Newport, like I said, have scored. And Crawley Town, like I said, had scored. They are the only goals so far on that. So yeah, Napoli, Liverpool, not yet underway. Salzburg and Genk is underway. Benfica, Leipzig, and Ajax and Lille so far are underway. Still waiting on Napoli, Liverpool. Still waiting on Dortmund, Barca, and Chelsea, Valencia to get underway. Doncaster and Rotherham and Bolton and Portsmouth, all played 7 or 6 games respectively, etc., etc. There, Portsmouth, I can't believe, are 2-0 down after 16 minutes. Still no other goals in League 2. Now Chelsea are underway. Liverpool, Napoli still not underway yet. Oh, it is underway now, and the referee is German. There we go. Liverpool, Napoli have kicked off in the Champions League, sponsored by Stepstone with online recruitment. So that is underway. Now let's just look around. Barcelona, Dortmund. Dortmund's team. Roman Bucari, Hakimi Akajani, Matt Hummels, and Guerrero, Portuguese left back. He's still quite young. He's fantastic. Axel Witsel and Thomas Delaney in the holding midfielders. England star of the game against Kosovo. Jadon Sancho and Thorgan Hazard both on the wings. Marco Reus in the attacking mid role playing off Palco Aus and Sarr. But then for Barcelona, it's Testagin and goal, Semidu, Piqué, Lenglet, and Alaba. Frankie de Jong, Busquets, and Arthur in centre mid. Then there's Griezmann, Fati, and Suarez. But that Fati, he's only 16 years of age, but he scored 2 goals on the weekend for Barcelona, and he could be an absolute threat. Dan Axel Zagadou on the bench for Dortmund, along with Dahoud, Mario Götze, Brandt. But I mean, on the bench for Barca, Rakitic, Lionel Messi, Vidal, Sergio Roberto. They are all players on the bench. A goal in the group in Liverpool's group. Yeah, Salzburg. Probably from a unlikelier source, Salzburg. But Salzburg have scored against Genk. They are 1-0 up. Erland Bruid Haaland with the goal there for Salzburg. Salzburg 1, Genk nil. So they are the first goals in the Champions League for today. So what has Frank Lampard gone with on his Chelsea Champions League debut? He's gone with Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, Zuma, Christensen, and Tomori with 3 at the back there. I reckon it's kind of a 5, Azpilicueta, Kovacic, Jorginho, Alonso, Willian, Mason Mount, and obviously he has to keep Tammy Abraham up top. Batshuayi, Pulisic on the bench, Caballero, Barkley, Pedro, Giroud, all of them on the bench. Chelsea goalless. Still the only goals from the 8 o'clock games is the one in Liverpool's Group E. Salzburg 1, Genk 0, Ajax and Lille 0-0. Napoli and Liverpool though. Napoli go with Lozano and Dries Mertens up top, Insigne on the thing, Callion, Koulibaly in centre back, but Liverpool have gone with Adrian, obviously, Alexander Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Milner, Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Liverpool did lose in Naples last season on their way to winning the Champions League. But then on the bench for Liverpool, Kelleher, Shaqiri, Lallana, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Gomez, Lovren, and Jorginho Wijnaldum. They've got Milik on the bench, Ospina, Zielinski, Fernando Llorente. All of that still goalless there in any others. Shrewsbury Town have scored in League One. Omar Beckles with the goal. Shrewsbury 13th, Southend obviously 22nd now with a point. They look set to be potentially one of the teams going down, along with Portsmouth as it stands, and obviously Bolton Wanderers 0-0 so far though with Oxford, but the team on -10, 11. It's -10 as it stands. So yeah. Well, Macclesfield Town have equalised. They don't have Sol Campbell at the helm anymore. They've got Daryl McMahon, at the helm of Macclesfield. Emmanuel Usadabi has scored there. Macclesfield 1, Newport County 1 there in League 2. No other goals yet in the Champions League except for in Liverpool's group where Salzburg are beating Genk. A shock so far in League One where Portsmouth are currently in the relegation zone. They're 2-0 down to Burton Albion, but they are only in the relegation zone because AFC Wimbledon have scored against Coventry. That is the only reason why Portsmouth are out of the relegation zone. Southend also in the relegation zone. They are behind as well. They are also behind. So apart from that Macclesfield one, which are level, there is still no more goals yet in League One, except for now there is a goal for New Boys Salford. Salford City 1, Grimsby Town 0. Salford, they were never going to find it easy in their first ever campaign in the Football League. They were never going to find it easy whatsoever. But they are ahead. Mark Shelton with the goal against Grimsby. Salford City 1, Grimsby Town 0. But yeah, they were never going there to find it easy. Never. It was always going to be quite a tough pill to swallow for them. In that one, obviously Chelsea still goalless. Ajax Lille 0-0. Benfica Leipzig 0-0. Obviously Dortmund Barca 0-0. Salzburg Genk 1-0. Salzburg and Napoli Liverpool is goalless as well. Um, you know, as those games in the Champions League are reaching up to about 10 minutes near enough, the games in League One are reaching the halfway mark, except for the Bolton game, which kicked off at 8 o'clock. Bolton Oxford United at 8 o'clock kick off that one there. Still goalless in that one as well. Not many goals in League Two as it stands so far, or in the National League where Barnet are facing Aldershot Town. That one is still goalless. Champions League games, the only goal is still in Liverpool's group. Salzburg 1, Genk 0. No more really other goals yet to tell you about in the Football League. No Tranmere goalless with Peterborough, Wickham and Accrington Stanley still goalless. Accrington Stanley could actually get a potentially a win and pushed themselves further ahead of relegation threat in Portsmouth, who are still 2-0 down at home to Albion. That one is an absolute shocker. Cheltenham 0, Bradford City 0, Leyton Orient Crew Alexandra goalless. So still top of the table, Exeter goalless as well, and second place Swindon Town are still goalless as well. In those ones there, no goals yet in the 8 o'clock kickoffs in the Champions League. I think the early Champions League games tomorrow. Any pick of the Champions League games tomorrow? Yeah, PSG Real Madrid. That'll be a cracker because that was a semi-final. I think 2 years ago where Real won it late on at Parc des Princes. But the two early games are Club Brugge Galatasaray in Group A and in Group B Olympiacos Tottenham. Munich against Red Star Belgrade, I think that is. Shakhtar Man City, Atletico Juventus is going to be a cracking game as well. Bayern Locomotive won in that group as well. Then on Thursday, there are some cracking early Europa League games. Some good ones. PSV Lisbon in Europa League, Cluj Lazio, Rennes Celtic, Frankfurt Arsenal, Rangers and Feyenoord. That'll be a good one. That one. Roma against Istanbul Başakşehir, Mönchengladbach against Wolfsberger, Wolverhampton Wanderers and Braga, United Astana. Hopefully Astana go to Old Trafford and absolutely smoke them, which would be absolutely wonderful. As you can see, I love United. Still as we are, but a second goal now in the game at Shrewsbury and second from bottom Southend. Which way has it gone? Well, it's gone to Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury are now 2-0 up at Southend United. Jason Cummings this time. Donald Love, former Manchester United player, with the assist for the striker Jason Cummings. Didn't need a second opportunity or a second bite at the cherry, as they would say. Shrewsbury staying 14th. One more goal would actually put them up into the top half of the table. Southend, they are really struggling at the minute. Shrewsbury 2, Southend United 0. So another good goal. Still yet to have any more goals in League Two as well. So that second goal there from Shrewsbury Town is making it all the more comfortable for them. Wimbledon still winning at Coventry. Still no more goals as of yet. Liverpool had 62% of the possession. But apparently as it stands so far, they've got a dangerous attack. That's money cutting in, bang, puts in. No, maybe not. You never know. And then Napoli have the ball safe anyway. But yeah, previous meetings, 2 wins, 1 draws, 3 wins there for Liverpool in the previous meetings. Yes, so Napoli nil, Liverpool nil. So yeah. But Southend, I've got a goal back. Well, I mean, relegation threatened Southend, and United. I should be saying, because they had just gone 2-0 down, but then they scored. But now they've scored to give themselves maybe a slimmer of hope of potentially getting a point, or something, in this one. But they have scored through Stephen McLaughlin goal, but short-lived. Portsmouth are out of the relegation zone. And that's not because they've scored 2 goals against Burton Albion. That is because Coventry City have equalised against AFC Wimbledon. So it was a Marcus Force penalty had put Wimbledon ahead, but then 20 minutes later, Coventry City have equalised. Portsmouth can sigh a bit of a huge relief. Well, not really. They are 2-0 down, but they are out of the relegation zone now as it stands. Still no more goals as of yet in League Two. No, nothing yet. Nothing as of yet in the Champions League. Only that one goal through Salzburg and Genk. Well, I mean, I cannot say his name, but I'll try. Hiwalula Mayafulalia or something like that. Anyway, for Coventry City for them to equalise. Yeah. So that is that there. Yeah. So it's still goalless at Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona. Obviously Liverpool. Obviously Liverpool are goalless as well. In Naples, Chelsea 0-0 at Valencia, Ajax and Lille 0-0, Benfica, Rasenballsport Leipzig or RB Leipzig, they are also goalless as well. So yeah. I mean, look, when there's not really like a. Well, I mean, Burton Albion though they are actually down to 10 men now. John Joe O'Toole, obviously, the goal scorer Siberia scored. He's come off though. John Joe O'Toole, 2 yellow cards in the space of a minute. Coventry score. Coventry will go top. Pedro is on instead of. But Ajax have scored at Lille as well. Quincy Promes with the goal. Ajax 1, Lille 0. So yeah, not many goals still yet in League Two. Bolton still goalless. Portsmouth not yet getting a goal back. Lincoln still behind there as well. Bristol Rovers goalless with Gillingham as well. But Chelsea have had to make a substitution. Pedro on for an injured Mason Mount. But I'm surprised. Why not bring on someone like a Batshuayi? But as it stands so far, Batshuayi not coming on or anything like that as of yet. But I mean, Champions League still only the 2 goals so far. Salzburg 0, Genk 1 in Liverpool's Shadoop, and Ajax 1, Lille 0 as well. League Two, still those goals I said, with Salford 1-0 up at Grimsby, Morecambe behind at home to Walsall, Macclesfield and Newport 1-1, and Leyton Orient losing to Crewe is a new one. Finally, another goal in League One. Eddie Nolan has put Crewe ahead against away at Leyton Orient. There we go. Another score on the door there. Cheltenham and Bradford, 7th and 8th respectively. They were both in the playoffs at the start of the day, by the way, and they are not as it stands because they're goalless. League One. Still them as well, goalless. Doncaster Blackpool is goalless as well. Doncaster in 8th, Blackpool in 9th. So yeah. So I feel Portsmouth would be very annoyed with themselves for this performance so far in this first half. That they are 2-0 down at home to Burton Albion. They should be absolutely raging. And now that Burton Albion have been down to 10 men for about 10 minutes now, Portsmouth just cannot seem to break through. So yeah, still not many other goals in League One there, or in the Championship. But the Champions League have still got those 2 goals as well. There we go. Now this is coming back up now. Sorry, the scores had disappeared because I've got the scores on 2 separate things here because one's a bit faster or one's a bit slower. Bristol Rovers have scored at Gillingham. Tony Smith or Tommy Smith or something. So Bristol Rovers up 4 places so far into 8th. Gillingham 16th. Liverpool frustrating at the minute. Milner snatched at a shot. Mane went close before because I've got that one on. I'm listening obviously to the Liverpool game because obviously as a Liverpool fan, needed to do that. But yeah, But yeah, sorry, Bristol Rovers have scored against Gillingham by Z way. Portsmouth still 2 down, Sunderland still 1 up. Bolton 0-0 still at home so far after 25 minutes to Oxford United. They may not stay like that. So yeah, yes. So that is that so far. Those still are the only 2 goals in league champions or Champions League. Accrington Stanley have just scored against Wycombe Wanderers as well. Massive goal for Accrington. Wycombe though they wanted to win to try and stay up there with the top three of Ipswich on 18, Coventry on 17, Sunderland on 17. But Coventry would go ahead on to 19 and above Ipswich if they are to snatch another goal against Wimbledon. But then fourth place is Wycombe on 15. So they aren't that far behind. But now that they have conceded at home to Accrington, who were down in 19th or 20th place, but now they've scored that, they are pushing 4 points clear so far as it stands of AFC Wimbledon, AFC Wimbledon, who are in the bottom three, a point behind Portsmouth. But Accrington Stanley have scored there, though. Dean Giles with the goal there for Accrington. But finally, there could be a comeback on the cards. Reese Curtis, is it? Ronan Curtis, 23-year-old Ronan Curtis has pulled a goal back for Portsmouth. Portsmouth now 1, 10-man Burton Albion 2. So maybe there could be a comeback on the cards here now for Portsmouth onto League Two. Leighton Orient have now equalised. So so Leighton Orient Crew, Crew in 6th, Leighton Orient 19th, but they have equalised now, Leighton Orient, though. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Maguire drew with the equaliser there for Leighton Orient. Still those 2 goals in the championship, etc., etc. Still nothing else yet in the Champions League, League One or League Two, respectively. So yeah, still no more other goals as it stands. So yeah, half time, Tranmere and Peterborough. So yeah, so these ones are still all as it is so far. Some games are now starting to become half time in the football. Now they are starting to become half times now in the football. So yes, Colchester have scored right on the depth of half time against second place Swindon Town. Big goal there for Colchester United. Half time Cheltenham and Bradford. So yeah, Shrewsbury 2-1 at half time. So yeah, but yet no more goals as it stands so far. Carlisle 0, Forest Green Rovers 0 as it stands so far. So yeah. Bristol Rovers Gillingham 1-0 half time there now. Bristol Rovers, that one's going on to half time. Accrington Stanley ahead at half time now. Away at Wickham Wanderers. Salzburg are now 2 up in Liverpool's group. The same guy again. Halyand. Halyand has now scored twice. Salzburg 2, Genk 0. So Salzburg are having a fantastic first half so far against Genk. 2-0 up now in Liverpool's group. come on, man. Napoli nil, Liverpool nil, and that's a game that I've got my eye on. Most of the games now are half time anyway in the Football League, except for in League One, Bolton nil, Oxford United nil. 35 minutes in on that one. That one is still. It's now 3-0 Salzburg. It's now 3-0 Salzburg. Hwang Hee-shan. Salzburg 3, Genk nil in Liverpool's group. This was always going to be a toughie. So yeah, Salzburg 3, Genk nil. Bolton nil, Oxford United nil. They are still going on there in the in League Ones, etc., etc.